Good evening and welcome to the Weekend News. I am Kudi Kwafo. Coming up in tonight's edition of the Weekend News, President Julius Maada Bio reaffirms his government's commitment to ensuring quality education across the country. The National Electoral Commissioner calls for adequate support to the National Civil Registration Commission, and Ozone Secretariat, United Nations Environment Program Chief of Legal and Compliance Officer, updates Foreign Affairs Minister on the Montreal Protocol. Well, all these stories and more are lined up in tonight's edition of the Weekend News. President Julius Maada Bio has reaffirmed his government's commitment to ensuring quality education in the country. He said this during the turning of the sword for the construction of the Administrative and Vocational Training Building of the Sierra Leone Police Wives Association at the Kintom Police Barracks in Freetown. Harmosy witnessed the ceremony and she now reports.
President Julius Maada Bio noted that women are key components that helps to provide support to the development process of any society, stating that on countless occasions he had called on the police to rise onto the challenge of keeping law and order in the country. President Bio said they have been able to do so means they have the support of their wives, pledging that his administration will continue to provide support to the police and working towards their core mandate, which is maintaining law and order. He said the project is a step in the right direction as it will create the opportunity for more women to be skilled in different vocational fields, thereby becoming more lawful in society.
So I want to start by thanking all of you who have made pledges to support this project. And I hope that you will honor your pledges in time, so that before the end of next year, the building will come up and we all come here again happily thereafter to see the product of our generosity.
He said he chose education as his flagship project because without solid education, it will be very difficult to succeed as a nation. The president described education as the bedrock for the development of any nation and therefore called on the women to grab the opportunities. I am here because the aspiration of these projects fall directly in line with the new direction. I choose the new direction because it is the right direction. Every nation that has succeeded on earth is one that is founded on quality education, President Bio added.
Education I chose as my flagship program. It was not meant to win me votes. It is because I believe very deeply in my heart that without solid foundation, which only quality education can provide, we cannot succeed as a nation. The bedrock of sustainable development everywhere around the world is education. So for me, you can pour every amount of money. You can give us the technical assistance that you can give. But we have to have quality education.
President of the Police Wives Association, Mrs. Olga Moigbe, thanked President Bio for honoring their invitation, saying he had fulfilled a criteria aspect for the police wives, especially their constitutional rights to freedom of association and shelter, which are their fundamental human rights. She commended the president for the astute leadership he is providing, describing him as a blessing to the country. Madam Olga Moigbe noted that the structure is of great importance to the institution and the country, adding that the investment is in the project entails and represents a significant boost to the image of the Police Wives Association, capable of attracting investment as well as addressing the needs of its members.
Organizations. We are unique women in a unique situation and we do things positively. Our membership is open to all police wives nationwide, and we are growing with any recruitment made to the Sierra Leone police force. We are dedicated to providing support, resources, friendship, and love to one another in the daily struggles of being a wife. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Sierra Leone Police Wives Association is a very unique association that does things in style, as is going to be evident today in this ceremony.
The First Lady of Sierra Leone, Fatima Bio, highlighted that the proposed administrative and vocational training building serves not only as an economic need, but also one of the most pressing social needs for the association. The construction of the Vocational Institute means they can now host a important conference in the sub-region, get meetings with donor agencies, non-governmental organizations, and development partners. The First Lady said the conference will address concerns of the police wives, their welfare problems, and provide training on their financial independence, help educate and provide the educational standards of the less privileged women, while calling on various stakeholders to support the successful completion of the project. SABC TV News are in Freetown. Hawa Mosiwe reporting.
Still with the presidency, the Sierra Leone Industrial Fishing Companies Association has appealed to President Bio to look into high taxes that are being levied on their businesses. The association claims that the taxes are negatively affecting them. They also made the appeal during a courtesy call on the president at State House. Hamuse reports.
Updating President Julius Maada Bio about the fishing industry in Sierra Leone, President of the association Basim Mohammed stated that according to the Food and Agricultural Organization 2012 report on fish and fisheries, products are among the most traded food commodities in the world, representing about 10% of agricultural exports. He said Sierra Leone continues to be the leader in cheaper fish price offered to customers in the West African sub-region. We have been able to sell our fish at a cheaper price because of the better management strategic partnering with Chinese fish suppliers who sell their catch at lower cost to players in the industry. The fisheries industry contributes between 12 and 15% to the country's gross domestic product, Mr. Mohammed disclosed.
This is a result of better, we've been able to manage our resources with strategic partnerships, mainly Chinese suppliers and certain other suppliers, other European suppliers. So they've always given us the catch that we purchase, which there's an obligation for vessels to hand over to the local agents at concessionary prices. And we've made sure that our prices are the cheapest in the sub-region and in Africa. We've always kept the cheapest price we can to the local market.
President Julius Maada Bio pledged his support to the fisheries sector as it is among the priorities of his government.
What we want to do generally is to make sure that our activities in that industry are also dominated by the locals. We want to gain from these resources, and we want to make sure that we create an environment where Sierra Leoneans can also own our boats. We've been on the fringes for a very long time, where we only act as agents. We should be thinking of progressing now. How do we do that?
He said that his government is aware of the potential of the sector to boost the country's economy, for which value addition will be ensured for fish and fisheries products from Sierra Leone to access the global markets, including European markets. He assured players in the industry that he has listened to their concerns and governments will look into them.
We should be thinking of adding value to our fish, marine resources, and also exporting these so that we have we complete the value chain and make more money at home. So in our future discussion, I would want us to really look at those collectively as an industry, so that you can also have a decent reward for the hard work that you put into this industry.
In another development, the newly approved chairman of the Public Service Commission, Khalilu Umar Ba, and two other commissioners, Mohamed Rankalu Nkrumah and Alhaji Banil Ilal Sise, have subscribed to the oath of office in accordance with Section 1518 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone. The said section stipulates that a member of the Public Service Commission shall, before assuming the functions of this office, subscribe to the oath of office before the President. Shortly after subscribing to the oath of office, the new chairman, who spoke on behalf of the other commissioners, thanked President Bio for the show of trust and confidence in them. He said that Sierra Leone had one of the best public service decades ago, but unfortunately that is not the case at present.
On behalf of my commissioners and my humble self, permit me to say a big thank you for the confidence reposed on us as chairman and members of this great institution, the Public Service Commission. Records reveal that up to the late 70s, Sierra Leone had the best public service in the West Coast. So many things have happened thereabouts. It is against this backdrop, I and my commissioners are determined to transform the public service into a dynamic entity to address the challenges of this era and the 21st century.
President Bio congratulated the new appointees on their new role, adding that the Public Service Commission over the years has been facing a lot of challenges.
This is a huge task, as you rightly said. It used to be the best, but now definitely it is not. And that gives you a very huge task. You have my support, and I wish you a successful tenure in that office. And you are assured of my support at all times to transform this service into one that can deliver on time in an inefficient manner.
The Public Service Commission was established in 1948 with a mandate to appoint persons to hold or to act in offices in the public service, including power to make appointees, promotions, and to exercise disciplinary control over persons holding or acting in such offices. SABC TV News are in Freetown. Hawa Mosuri reporting.
The National Electoral Commissioner, Nfa Ali Conte, has called on the government to provide adequate support to the National Civil Registration Authority if NEC must conduct credible elections in 2023. The NEC Commissioner made the statement during the commemoration of the first ever African Civil Registration and Vital Statistics Day held at the Miata Conference Hall in Freetown. The theme for the celebration was promoting innovative universal civil registration and vital statistics system for good governance and better lives. Aminash Nyandi Brahma filed in this report.
Civil registration and vital statistics are essential for modern administrative systems. Creating an inclusive society, protecting human rights, ensuring proper delivery of public services, and tracking discriminations and inequalities, amongst other related issues. Most countries in Africa had the civil registration systems for decades, yet the system was not functioning well due to the fact that it was not compulsory, universal, and complete, but the CRV statistics are essential for modern administrative systems. The National Electoral Commissioner, Nfa Ali Conte, said in the last voting registration, the National Electoral Commission knew that there was the need for civil registration, which the Commission started doing. They were bashed by politicians and civil society groups not to do the registration, but to only do the voter registration, underscoring the importance of the civil registration. Mr. Conte spoke about his Commission's commitment to work with the NCRA. The next register of voters will be extracted from the civil register and called for the need for government, political parties, development partners and civil societies to support to the NCRA.
The National Civil Registration Act of 2016, Part 6, Section 25B, gives the Director General of NCRA the power to provide information to, I quote, the National Electoral Commission for the purpose of getting an updated register of voters for the conduct of public elections and referenda, end quote. While Section 7(1)(a) of the Public Elections Act 2012, amongst other functions, makes provision for the continuous registration of eligible voters for all public elections and referenda.
The Director General National Civil Registration Authority, Mohamed Mubashir Masakwe, said the establishment of NCRA by the Act of Parliament in 2016 demonstrates government recognition and commitment is key for effective implementation of inclusive development that is determined by the AU 2063 Agenda and Africa Union and the Global 2030 Agenda and leaving no one behind. He said the civil registration provides individuals with essential legal documents required to secure basic human rights to name, identity, nationality, and civil rights, and access to basic social services. He emphasized the government's determination in the establishment of the NCRA.
An evidence of system challenge is the fact that the government of Sierra Leone continues to contend with the challenge of having a comprehensive, accurate, and reliable data on the profile of its citizens and the resident foreign population, who invariably use this challenge as an opportunity to have their profile dynamic, thus liable to changes as and when they desire, with little or no limitation.
The Statistician General Statistics Sierra Leone, Professor Usman Sanko, explained that during a meeting he attended in Addis Ababa in 2010, they saw the need to recommend the celebration of the ACRVS Day in 2018 to raise the importance and urgency for a more effective and comprehensive civil registration to the highest level, which he is delighted to be part of. Professor Sanko said that Sierra Leone has the National Civil Registration Authority that is highly respected and valued by government and various departments, adding that Sierra Leone is on the right path. Deputy Minister of Finance and Economic Development, Dr. Patricia Lavallée, said that establishment of the National Civil Registration Authority is in line with the international declarations and conventions to guarantee the rights of citizens and non-citizens resident in the country. She spoke about the benefits of having civil registration and statistics.
The benefit of civil registration to Sierra Leone is clearly self-evident. It plays an important role in facilitating the realization of many fundamental human rights recognized in major international declarations and conventions. It provides individuals with the official recognition and documentation necessary to establish legal identity, family relationships, and civil status.
The country director UNDP, Samuel Doe, stated that it is very difficult for any country to improve if they did not understood the dynamics, individual circumstances of the people for whom they are planning. He said he was wondering how Sierra Leone had been planned since independence when they don't have the digital register. He further maintained that the African Union had recognized this day 8 years ago and commended the leadership of NCRA for acknowledging this day. Mr. Doe said Sierra Leone has the highest mortality rate in the world.
The Chief Legal and Compliance Officer of the Ozone Secretariat of the United Nations Environment Programme, Dr. Gilbert Bankobiza, has updated the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation on the significance of Sierra Leone's ratification of the Kigali Amendments to the Montreal Protocol. Hawana Tubangura reports.
Dr. Bankobiza was accompanied by staff of the Environment Protection Agency in Sierra Leone, EPA. The visit was to further draw government's attention through the minister to ratify or amend 5 other multilateral environmental agreements. Dr. Gilbert Bankobiza informed Dr. Ali Kaba that the Kigali Amendment is an amendment to the 1987 Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer, which Sierra Leone became a party to in 2001. The amendment, he went in, adds powerful greenhouse gases, hydrofluorocarbons, to the list of substances controlled under the protocol to be phased down. The Chief Legal and Compliance Officer said, by ratifying the Kigali Amendment, Sierra Leone would be required to meet its obligations under the provisions of the amendment and gain support needed, technical and financial, for the various regulatory bodies involved in the management, control and protection of the environment. He said Kigali will enter into force on 1st January 2019, provided that it is ratified by at least 20 parties to the Montreal Protocol. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Ali Kaba, said that President Julius Maada Bio has emphasized the need to pay attention to quality health, improved sanitation, and environmental management during his speech at the state's opening of Parliament in May this year. He assured the UNEP envoy of his ministry's commitment, collaboration, and cooperation with other MDAs, including EPA Sierra Leone, to determine the way forward in the ratification of the amendment. The minister added that the ratification of relevant MEAs will therefore demonstrate the new direction government's commitment to climate diplomacy, which is all about protecting human health and the environment.
The Anti-Corruption Commission has updated journalists on the ongoing 2017 Hajgate investigations and other corruption-related matters that are in court. One of the ACC prosecutors was addressing journalists at the Ministry of Information and Communications. Millicent Lunge filed in this report, read in our studios by Alice Mayama Thompson.
Officials from the Anti-Corruption Commission. Since the approval of the Commissioner Francis Benkendfala on the 28th of June this year, the Commission has been ensuring that the public is updated on several corruption-related issues, including Hajgates, the Sierra Hotel deal, the Youth Ministry probe, and other pending cases. Journalists were also informed about the first provincial tour by the new Commissioner of the ACC, which was meant to engage stakeholders in the new direction stance on corruption and his determination to fight corruption. They informed media practitioners that the special court for Sierra Leone premises is being refurbished for corruption-related cases only.
If you know anybody, not excluding the Deputy Minister seated here, who is involved in corruption, please bring it to the Commission and see what will happen to that person. The current Minister, the then Minister, we have not, except for those files which had been on different minor issues which we are looking at, we have not launched any investigations into the Ministry of Lands.
Investigations are ongoing at the Ministry of Youth Affairs for the misappropriation of project funds for the Youth Farm and other projects worth billions of leones, says Prosecutor Emmanuel Kovaya Amara.
A number of investigations are adding up to the matters which are being investigated already or which have been under investigations. And since the 28th, the Commission has completed investigations on the Nasit Sisimi matter, which involved, the setting up of an SPV emanating, a special purpose vehicle, emanating from a JVA, that's a joint venture agreement, which was actually reached by Nasit, Sierra Leone, and Sisimi.
Prosecutor Emmanuel Kovaya Amara said Section 7 of the Corruption Act gives the ACC mandate to investigate without preferential treatment.
Section 7 of this Act, the Anti-Corruption Act 2008, gives the Commission a mandate to investigate instances of corruption or corrupt practices. When we get any complaint that hinges on anybody, we investigate it without without deference or without what would I say, without any preference. We investigate it using the standards of investigations. That's to say, we enter upon investigations of allegations with a view to proving or disproving the allegations.
He said that staff for the Anti-Corruption Commission now work on Saturdays to ensure that expedition takes prominence in their work.
A one-day forum on needs assessment for rolling out integrated human resource information system on the theme Building a Resilient Health Workforce has ended at the Atlantic Hall of the Shaka Stevens Stadium. The new system will capture and maintain high-quality information for the health workforce in order to have an improved health service delivery. Dori Barry reports.
The Integrated Human Resource Information System is an open-source software that tracks and manages health workforce for an improved service delivery. Integrated Human Resource Information System will promote a decentralized data system that will capture training, promotion, and placement of health workers. The Deputy Minister of Health and Sanitation, Dr. Anthony Augustine Sandi, said the introduction of decentralized human resource system provides relevant information and stock takings of health workers. He said their aim is to inform the public about the available human resource at district level.
It has equally provided the opportunity for healthcare workers to have instant access to relevant human resource information, thereby making their duties more evidence-based. Ladies and gentlemen, among the diverse responsibilities of the Directorate, creating and maintaining a comprehensive list of all healthcare workers and health facilities countrywide and monitoring staff attendance are a few to mention.
The Integrated Human Resource Information System will help the Ministry monitor its health workers for an effective service delivery. Senior Human Resource Officer, Ministry of Health and Sanitation, Selu Kefala, said the Integrated Human Resource Information shows the Ministry's readiness in having an electronic system of district health medical teams and hospitals. He said that since 2016, the Ministry has transformed its human resource system in order to promote effective service delivery.
The database that manages the workforce of the Ministry. But this particular database has been in operation since 2016. However, it is only limited to the headquarters of the Ministry, that is UU building. The Directorate in 2017 has decentralized most of its activities by deploying human resource officers.
Director of Primary Health Care, Dr. Ali Wuri, said the Integrated Human Resource Information System demonstrates strides made by the Health Ministry to have a decentralized database of health workers. He said the initiative will address trainings and postings of health personnel. He informed his audience that the Health Ministry will prioritize postgraduate studies.
Mary Stopes Sierra Leone has dismissed as fake a list of 117 girls with HIV-1 circulating on social media claiming to be Sierra Leonean women. The Reproductive Care International Organization made a statement at a press conference held at their headquarters, Aberdeen Road, Freetown. Sheila Reful attended the press conference and she now reports.
Mary Stopes Sierra Leone, the country's largest family planning organization, reassured the public that the list circulating on social media containing the identities of Sierra Leonean women living with HIV is fake. Country Director Mary Stopes Sierra Leone International, Dr. Festus Ufoma Omo Obi, said the list of girls with HIV-1 was first seen on social media in April 2017. He said that the list was a forgery and was never published by the organization, saying the trick was an attempt to cause emotional distress to the women named on the list.
We would like to assure the public that this list is a forgery and has been created or circulated, not been circulated by the organization. This is clearly an attempt to cause emotional distress to women and their partners and their families who are named on the list. And we condemn its creation. We condemn the thoughts of even its creation in the strongest possible terms ever. Client confidentiality is at the heart of the services we offer. And we would like to assure you that we will never publish, we will never share the data of our clients in any form.
Deputy Director General National HIV/AIDS Secretariat Abdul Rahman Sissé said the news came as a shock, adding that someone was trying to create mischief to tarnish his organization's image. Mr. Sissé said Maristop Sierra Leone has been a partner to the National HIV/AIDS Secretariat for over 10 years, and they have confidence in the quality of HIV and AIDS-related services they provide. Mr. Sissé explained that the position of NES on the confidentiality and disclosure of health records of people living with HIV is guided by the National AIDS Commission Act of 2011.
What we are planning now to do is that very soon, or before the end of this year, we are going to review our National AIDS policy, and at the same time we are going to review the National AIDS Act. We want to make the act bite this time around.
The management of Maristop Sierra Leone has made official complaints to the Ministry of Defense, the National Telecommunications Commission, National HIV/AIDS Secretariat, the Criminal Investigations Department, and the Independent Media Commission for official investigations into the matter.
Three accused persons, Mohamed Usman Sissé, Lamine Soui Sissé, and Francis Gad, have been sent to the Male Correctional Center after they were denied bail for allegedly forging 3 local commercial bank checks worth over 32 million leones and for impersonating President Bio. According to the police, the 3 people collected cartons of assorted food items from PC & Sons, pretending that it was for the May 12, 2018 inauguration ceremony of the president. Amina Shni and Ibrahim are filing this report.
Magistrate Santiki Bangura of the Freetown Magistrates Court No. 1, due to the seriousness and nature of the alleged offences, denied bail to Mohamed Osman Sissé, alias Assassin, Lamine Soui Sissé, and Francis Gad, who were accused of impersonating President Bio and collected over 30 million leones worth of goods at the PC & Sons Limited at Wilkinson Road. 3 accused persons were arraigned before the court on 12-count charges for conspiracy to defraud, obtaining goods on forged documents, and altering forged documents contrary to law. Evidence presented in court revealed that the 3 accused people on diverse dates between the 7th and 8th of May 2018, with intent to defraud, conspired with other unknown persons and allegedly presented themselves as Director General of NACIT, and that NACIT had been tasked to contribute to the preparation for the May 12th inauguration of President Bio. It was further stated that the accused persons on the above dates allegedly obtained a large quantity of cartons of chicken legs, sausages, gizzards, jerry cans of cooking oil, fresh milk, onions, and other assorted food items valued at 32,775,000 leones from PC & Sons Limited. The particulars of offence continue that Mohamed Osman Sissé, alias Assassin, Lamine Soui Sissé, and Francis Gad allegedly forged local commercial bank checks and issued them in the name of Friesland on Wilkinson Road. Assistant Superintendent of Police Ibrahim Sheikh Mansare is prosecuting the matter, while lead defense counsel Jesse Munda Jengo is representing the accused persons. Magistrate Santigi Bangura remanded the 3 accused persons at the Male Correctional Center. In another related matter, Magistrate Santigi Bangura also denied granting bail to Rashid Momo for allegedly impersonating the Minister of Youth Affairs, Mohamed Oman Bangura, at the Sierra Fisheries Company. The accused was arraigned before the court on 3 counts of conspiracy, forgery, and altering forged documents contrary to law. The accused on Tuesday, the 10th July 2018, at the Sierra Fisheries compound at Kisi Dockyard, conspired with other unknown persons to defraud Sierra Fisheries Company. Magistrate Santigi Bangra adjourned both matters to the 14th August 2018.
And now in entertainment, SAS Unit is a musical group formed by 4 young physically challenged guys. The group has released a new song and is looking out for a manager, whilst also Annabelle Elizabeth Louis Pessina, popularly known as Lady S, is one of the few female singers in Bow City that is making strides in the entertainment industry. Well, our entertainment producer Mohammed King Milan Bangura compiled this report.
Soy Mara aka Buzo the Fly, Samba Kamara aka S1K, Dondon S Mara aka Father C, and Ishmael Kombabori aka 50 Don are members of a physical challenge musical group called SAS Unit. They said they gave the name SAS Unit because they are all smart guys. As a musical group, they said things are very difficult for them to survive as disabled people. 50 Don said the government has done well in signing the United Nations Convention for the Rights of Persons Living with Disability, but yet urges the government to start enforcing the laws to help remedy the plight of people living with disability. They emphasized that physical challenged people are equally talented, like any able person, and can contribute in the development of the country. The musical group was formed over 3 years ago to help sensitizing the public not only on issues affecting disabled people, but also on issues of attitudinal change from the general public. Their songs are vary from social commentary to love songs. Buzo Fly spoke on one of their songs, Lie Lie, as a real-life story and decided to put his experience in a song to help educate people on false accusations. Fifty Don said the group is looking out for a manager to help them in their musical career. On the song Struggle, they preach to the public and the government that things are not okay, especially persons living with disability, and express hope that things will surely be better one day.
Struggle day, struggle day, struggle day. We tire for the big, now the streets of Freetown. Struggle day, struggle day, struggle day. We dey eat and sleep, now the streets of Freetown.
Yes, disability is not an inability. There is ability in disability. We no give we chance to show ability.
Annabelle Elizabeth Louis Pessima, popularly known as Lady S, is one of the few female singers in Bow City. Lady S was born in Bow and attended the Silent Church Primary School and the Bow Commercial Secondary School. She said her passion for music came way back seeing international stars like Beyonce and Rihanna live on TV. But as a singer, she got her inspiration from Sierra Leonean female reggae singer Cardi Black, as she used to perform most of her songs in Bow. She said her genre of music varies from reggae, R&B, and dancehall. Lady S was spotted by a sound engineer in Bow by the name of Rahman when she was live on stage performing on a musical competition. Lady S has won various awards in Bow like Best Female Singer and Best Stage Performer. In the field of music, parents were first reluctant but later allowed her to go ahead with the music. Lady S said she wanted to be popular in the field of music not only in Bow City but also in Freetown, and as well promised that one day the whole of Freetown would definitely know about her. Lady S recently released a brand new video called Carry Me Go, and this song is very popular in Bow. She said she composed the song for someone special in her life and dedicated the song to all true lovers and her fans. On her passion to stay in Bow City amidst all odds in her musical career, she has this to say.
I love Bow, you know.
I love Bow, you know. I want to represent Bow. I was born here in Bow. I will never become a big star and abandon Bow.
Then I avoid Bow.
Everybody still love, I know I'm falling some matter. Hey,
Well, many thanks to King Milan for bringing us the entertainment news, and that's how we bring this edition of the Weekend News to a close. But before we go, a quick reminder of our top stories. President Julius Maada Bio has reaffirmed his government's commitment to ensuring quality education in the country. The National Electoral Commissioner has called for adequate support to the National Civil Registration Authority. And Ozone Secretariat, United Nations Environment Programme Chief of Legal and Compliance, has updated the Foreign Affairs Minister Dr. Ali Kaba on the Montreal Protocol. That's all in this edition of the Weekend News. On behalf of the news team, I want to say thank you for watching and good night.